And welcome everybody across the Fruita Plains and around the globe. This is Canyon Lake Broadcasting presenting to you the number 8 Coaches Corner live from Canyon Lake High School in the weight room. We appreciate you viewing us here tonight. We thank you for your patronage and watching the show. We're here every Monday at 6:30 p.m. on YouTube. This show will be recorded, as is all of our shows, on Canyon Lake Broadcasting YouTube channel. And you can see it here time and time again and over. We thank everybody for joining us tonight. This is Corey Martelli. I am your host, and producing the show tonight is Darren the Surgeon. He's back there making things happen as usual. Canyon Lake Broadcasting in its 5th year, and this is our 138th production for Canyon Lake High School in the promotion of our student athletes here at Canyon Lake High School. So thank you, everyone, and we greatly appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. And on my right, we also want to thank Coach Bill Green. He is here today, and we appreciate him coming down and staying long hours as the football team did have practice this morning, and it was a teacher's work day in service here on Columbus Day, and he was nice enough to stay and be a part of the show. And my far right over there in the back, that is Sean Pendleton, senior defensive tackle, and in the middle here is Gunnar Walker, junior, number 60. Pendleton's number 53, by the way, defensive end for Canyon Lake Hawks defense. And right behind me over my right shoulder is Shane Moss, number 30, running back sophomore for the Canyon Lake offense. So we appreciate them being here tonight. Thank you all for coming. You guys had a day off from school, so you were here, you went home, probably played some Nintendo, then had to come back, right? Yeah, we thank you for coming out here tonight. But we thank you. You can follow Canyon Lake Broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And there's lots of ways to follow us as well through also emails that will go out from Canyon Lake High School to all the parents. They'll have the link for every game, podcast, or Coach's Corner, so you can be in touch. So check those emails coming from Canyon Lake High School, namely Jim Robinson. Well, Coach, man, thanks for being here tonight. I greatly appreciate everything you've done here at Canyon Lake High School. Every year, you know, there's new people that come in. So give the people who don't know you kind of your story on your genesis from there to here.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. And more importantly, thanks for you guys for doing this. I know all the parents enjoy this, and my family in particular. We got family all over the place, and they enjoy getting the opportunity to hear about Jeremy's football and Canyon Lake football in general. I guess I started coaching 22 years ago in the Houston area at Humble, and then when my oldest son was born, we figured we better get closer to some help. So we moved to the Austin area, and I did 7 years at Pflugerville Conley. That's where I met Coach Drum. And then I went to Dripping Springs from there and did 7 years in Dripping Springs, and was lucky enough to have the opportunity to come reunite with Coach Drum again 7 years ago. So I've been here for 7 years, and Canyon Lake's been great for me, but more importantly for my boys. It gave them an opportunity to be involved in a whole bunch of things. It's a perfect size school. We got here and got. We didn't necessarily, or the family wasn't necessarily thrilled about leaving Dripping Springs. It's a terrific community also.
Yeah, it is.
But we came down here, and lucky enough we found a great youth director that really brought joy for the boys, and then they got involved in the schools. It takes a while to get into the new cliques and everything, but they made their way. As goofy as they are, they found some friends and had opportunities academically and athletically, and it's been great for our whole family.
Yeah, his boys that we're referring to is J.T. Green. He was on the football team. Obviously played end. And racked up a lot of passes from Ben Fulton in the day, and was on the 2017 when they made that run in one district in by-district area, and then went to the semi-quarters against La Vega. He was on that team. And nickname is Goose, I believe, the Goose of the family. His wife is Kim Green. A little bit about her. How'd you meet her? She's a champ, by the way.
That's it. Yeah. The three boys are lucky to have her for sure. Kim and I met. We worked together in rec sports at Texas A&M and played intramural football together, co-ed football, and the rest is history. Thankful every day for her, and thankful for she's the reason our boys are good boys and not in the hooski. Anyhow, we're proud to have her.
Yeah. His other son is Jeremy Green, number 7, the junior running back, safety, swing man, probably an all-purpose athlete out there. We had him on his show earlier. But I kind of want to go back just a little bit and see if I'm right. I understand at one point in time you were going to try for the Aggie football game, and you were going to try to win the linebacking position from that win.
Well, yeah, when I got there, I had a couple opportunities to go play smaller football, Sol Ross, or be gray shirt at Angelo. We had some academic opportunities at A&M, and my parents said, just go there and try to walk on, and my coaches kind of laughed at me. And I see why, right? I get there, and you don't just go to school and just try out. You got to wait till the spring. And so you look at that recruiting class, and that recruiting class was pretty special. I was backup. Well, we didn't really use a tight end in high school, and linebacker / defensive end. And I was like, well, just looking at it, the guy that was closest to my size was a Hall of Famer, and I thought, well, maybe I could beat him out. And as it turned out, it didn't matter. We were playing. I got hooked up with a rugby team and went and tried my hand at rugby and shattered my arm. And so at any rate, it didn't matter. My chances were slim. The other one was tight end Dan Campbell, and he had a pretty successful career himself, so you kind of lose sight of it. Sometimes you're just a good high school player, you're having a blast, you're in high school, and you don't realize what's out there, and you show up to a place like A&M or Texas or any of those places, and your opportunities are limited, to say the least. I'm from a pretty shallow gene pool, but I had a great time at A&M, and I got met the love of my life there, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Awesome. You also have a number 1 fan in Mississippi and in your family, and I wouldn't be doing it any justice if I didn't mention Grandpa Bill.
Yeah, Grandpa Bill's dialed in every week for sure, whether it was on the radio or now. He's happy as can be getting to watch it all on television. Like I said, it's tremendous that y'all do this just for everybody in general, but for Grandpa Bill in particular, this is a great deal.
Yeah. If Grandpa Bill ever gets down here again, we'll get him on the show.
He will be down here, burn it, and...
Oh, he will?
I don't know if he's coming for Lamp and burn it, or burn it and then the first round of the playoffs, but he's going to make that drive and come catch as much live football as he can.
We're going to get Grandpa Bill out here on a Monday.
He'd love it.
Oh, yeah.
You won't get a word in edgewise, though. I'll tell you that right now.
That's okay. It's okay. Yeah, so moving forward here, this season here, your son's last year, Jeremy got on varsity as a sophomore. Now he's an integral part of the football team. And tell us kind of what you do with the football team. I mean, I know, Darren knows, these guys know, but a lot of people may have that question mark. What does Bill Green do?
Not much. I work with the offensive line, particularly the strong side of the offensive line. And then I work with special teams as well, some of the special teams.
I get asked a lot, people do know you more of the special teams guy, and a lot of the people who know football here, they know you work with the offensive line as well. But I get a question like, I got to ask you, where did you learn to use the swinging gate on possibilities of extra points? I love when y'all line up like that, because I like that formation.
Kind of my philosophy with special teams in general, but is how can we not spend a whole bunch of practice time, but require the opponent to spend a whole lot of practice time? And I think swinging gate gives you an opportunity to do that. You're going to have to spend at least 2 periods just getting lined up to it.
Right.
And quite frankly, there are games when we go into it thinking we're going to use it. There are games when we think we're just going to line up in it and we're going to trust our kicker and have a good time with that. There's been occasion where I didn't think we were going to use it and they just lined up so bad we executed it. But I think it gives you an opportunity, and especially there's not a whole lot of teams that run the slot T on offense, and it requires a whole lot of preparation. And if we can steal some of that preparation time, having to get lined up for slot T, for swinging gate or onside kicks or something like that, then I think it gives us a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people like to see that swinging gate. I know I do, and sometimes I think, well, now's a good time. But like you said, they adjust a little bit. But when you pull it off, it pulls off. It's a head swinger, I guarantee you that. But it is awesome. Always keep them guessing. I like that. But that's good. Well, we're going to go to a break here in just a minute. When we return, we'll introduce and talk a little bit to the football players here behind Coach Green and get into kind of a round table, ask a few questions, get into some game stats so far this year, and get a little bit of the inside knowledge of what goes on the team a little bit. So this is Corey and Coach Green, Sean Pendleton, Gunnar Walker, and Shane Moss. Coach's Corner. We'll be right back after these sponsorship messages. Don't go away.
Not only is Hot Country a fantastic place to live, but Comal County and surrounding areas are amongst the fastest growing areas in the entire country. If you or someone you know is considering buying or selling any type of real estate, call your Hawk Strong Realtor, Steve Crisp. Steve has lived here for over 20 years and is very knowledgeable about the current real estate market here in Hot Country. Steve is a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Don Johnson Company, located right here in Canyon Lake, home of the Mighty Hawks. Whether you're interested in selling or buying, let Steve go to work for you, furnishing all the information needed to make an educated real estate transaction. Due to the strong real estate market, our property here in Hot Country has and continues to appreciate in value. If you own real estate and would like a no-obligation market analysis on the current value of your property, give Steve a call at 830-832-0257. That's 830-832-0257. Go Hawks!
Hey Hawks fans, this is Faith with Elite Water Rentals. Summer may be winding down, but one thing's for sure. It's still hot in Texas, so come rent a pontoon or jet ski from us. We're open 7 days a week, and your safety and satisfaction is our top priority. Beat the summer heat. Call 210-347-3436 to reserve your time. That's 210-347-3436, or visit us on Facebook, Elite Water Rentals. Go Hawks!
Whether you're needing assistance with your mortgage to buy your home, buy a vacation home or rental property, refinance or take the equity out of your home to pay off high-interest credit card debt or other financial needs, call Mike Horner at Gold Financial Services, your local mortgage lender. Whether you have great credit or have had an issue or life situations that have affected your credit, he is there for you. Call him today at 210-240-6196. Mike Horner at Gold Financial Services, NMLS number 234487, Equal Opportunity Lender. Gold Financial Services is a division of AMCAP Mortgages LTD, NMLS number 129122.
PaulSawyerSeptics.com, installing systems that last a lifetime. No matter how large or small, how simple or complex your project may be, call on PaulSawyerSeptics.com. They'll meet all of your on-site sewage system needs. Give them a ring at 830-935-4936. Again, that's 830-935-4936. PaulSawyerSeptics.com, installing systems that last a lifetime.
And welcome back to the Coach's Corner, live from Canyon Lake High School's weight room, where things happen for all athletics in Canyon Lake. We're here. To my right is Coach Green, and to my right, over and my far right, Sean Pendleton, Gunnar Walker, junior Gunnar Walker, and sophomore Shane Moss. And so we thank you for everybody joining us, and we appreciate the sponsors here. We want to thank Steve Crisp, Berkshire Hathaway Realty, Paul Sawyer Septics is one of our sponsors, Mike McMullen, Elite Water Ski Rentals, and excuse me, Good Life Pharmacy here in Canyon Lake as well. We thank you, and as well Mike Horner. So we thank our sponsors for helping us out every year. Well, guys, let's talk a little bit about football in segment number 2. Sean, you're the leader on the team as far as the seniors go here in this group. You've been on varsity for how long?
3 years.
3 years. And tell us a little bit about your position.
Well, defensive line's always been a big portion of our defense, and I would hope throughout this rest of the season that we would keep it that way. And we're always in the trenches battling it out. Hopefully we can keep on doing that for the rest of the season.
So defensive tackle, you play right or left side, or I know y'all switch a lot depending on the defensive call. And you play next to who would be on your right or left side most of the time?
We've got a good rotation going on. We've got Matt Sosa, we got Sonny Bentley, Kyle Herbert, and a plethora of the O-linemen that like to come down and help us out whenever they can.
When the O-line likes to come over, you say, I've asked some of your teammates about wanting to get on defense. It seems like they're always bothering the coach and put me in. You like to see him come over to Twitch or...
So I come on in. Yeah, you come over and smack the kids. I don't see anybody that wouldn't like that.
Y'all do rotate a lot. Coach Hooper's the defensive coordinator. I see a lot of rotation, a lot of fresh legs coming in. I see that you stay in quite a lot.
Yes, sir. I've been a 3-year starter and try and help lead the way with the rest of the younger defensive tackles. So, they're all a lot younger. We got a couple juniors, sophomore, and Sonny Bentley.
Mm-hmm.
So, being out there on the field, help them out along with the rest of the defense. Try and do my part.
Going against the bigger boys on the field, the biggest boys on the field, the offensive linemen. Talk a little bit about the last several games you've had. Who would have been your toughest opponent, or maybe who'd been your easiest opponent?
I never really gauge it on toughest, easiest. It's always week by week, and once they're gone, they're gone. We're always focused on the next week. This past week, they've been a lot bigger, but just because you have size doesn't mean you're the best player. So I like seeing it week to week, depending on the size, and take advantage on who's their smallest guy, because obviously you want to try and get the holes in their offense. So I think every week, every line so far has been pretty decent, and they've got their tough areas on their offense, but I feel like we've played against some really good offensive linemen.
I absolutely have. You've played against some real good offensive linemen. Blanco, wing T, much like our slot T a little bit. You've had to spread offenses, which is more the occasion than not to play against. And what's it like playing against like a slot T or wing T? And I know you do in practice, but when you had Blanco, is it any similarities that gave you advantage because we run an offense?
Yeah, there's always a couple similarities. A team like the Grange, they were a slot T as well, and ran a lot of similar plays as us. And it's really enjoyable playing against teams like that because you know exactly what they're going to do. You know exactly how they're going to play because you practice against that every single day. So it's very enjoyable playing against slot T and wing T.
Well, like good. That. You're having a heck of a year out there. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in 2 minutes, we're going to go to junior Gunnar Walker. Gunnar was on varsity this year. We talked about it kind of off the air a while ago. I saw him out there. His name was out there. I saw him play. He disappeared. He had an illness. Then he came back. And Gunnar, glad to have you here. Thanks for coming and coming at 6:30 and being a part of the show. And I know you're glad to be back. You came back during Blanco.
Yes, sir.
And so tell us a little bit about varsity and what you do, where you play on the team.
I'm the defensive end on the weak side.
Okay.
For my first season on varsity, it's just been, it's definitely a different experience. It's a lot more fun, and
a lot of people say the speed's the difference, the intensity and the speed. I hear that a lot from JV or freshman, right? You're moving up.
It definitely is, and the intensity is a lot different. It's I don't really know how to explain it, but the feeling on the field is just way much different than playing on JV, and I can't really explain the feeling, but
a lot of energy in it.
It is. It's a great feeling.
Glad to have you back. You've done a fantastic job beforehand, and then you had your illness. You came back, and you had a great game Friday night against LBJ, and especially during Blanco as well. And we didn't have your name on a roster. We had an older roster. We kept saying 60, 60, 60. Darren saying, well, that's 60. We're looking around, scrambling. Then I got a text from your mom. She texted in and said, that's Gunnar Walker. And I said, Gunnar Walker, got it. Won't forget again. So just to let you know, your mom's your biggest fan. But you're doing a heck of a job at defensive end. Anything, one of the games that stands out a little bit more than the others?
Last game, I feel like it was the intensity was once again different. It was a district game. They had three, commits. We were kind of coming into the game kind of like, just expecting to see, like some of the best that we've seen so far. And we definitely did, but we definitely played. We played a lot harder and stuff than we have in previous games, and I feel like we kind of worried too much about those players that they had that were committed and all that stuff, because those players really didn't do much in that game.
You're exactly right. The D1 commits you're talking about, Makuba, McCutcheon, maybe some others, they didn't have a big game at all. Our defense played lights out as far as, the stats will show it. I have them all here, and it'll tell you they had 13 plays in the first half. Our offense did their job and kept them off the field, and when the defense got on there, they really shut these guys down, and there was some, interception by, I think was it Hunter Anderson? Hunter Anderson interception, and there was a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and so defense was doing their job unequivocally. I think they got 187 total yards. It's something really, really low, and so there's a lot of pressure from you on one side, Ramey on the other, Sean in the middle, and you said the other teammates are coming in and out of there all the time. So you had a spectacular game Friday night, and we just wanted to get your 4-1-1 on your side of it. So good game Friday night.
So thank you.
Yeah, right here is the sophomore running back, and that's going to be Shane Moss. Shane Moss has stepped it up. There's been some injuries to the horses in the stall, if you will, and Shane Moss was put on the hot plate and has stepped up and performed amazingly, as there's been some sophomores in Canyon Lake High School football who have stepped up. Last year it was, Bates came along and he had 1,009 yards in his season, and just came out of nowhere. Well, this year the horse out of the stall that's performed and stepped to the plate has been Shane Moss. Shane has 541 all-purpose yards. He's got 447 yards rushing on 48 carries, averaging 8.8 yards a carry, and he's number 30. And I say his name a lot. He's got 120 yards on kickoff returns as well. So Shane, I thank you for joining us here and coming, and like these guys here, you didn't have school today, and you came back out here to high school. You probably want to sleep in a little bit today. Thank you for coming. So way to step up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about being your first time with the ball and being on the varsity squad, and what your thoughts are when you finally got the call.
Well, being on varsity was definitely a big step up, and I was waiting for my number to get called, and it was probably the best feeling in the world when they said Moss go in, and so I loved it.
Did you anticipate you would get the call at the game? What game was it when you came in? So tell everybody out there.
LaGrange was the first time I came in, and I think we played against their second string defense, and I had a one-play score, and I feel like after that game, then I was going to get in a lot more.
And that he did. He got the call often, and up the middle he goes. And the positions you play, as I would call it, fullback, right? It's the core of the offense in the slot T, and there's a lot of guys before you have run that ball 2.5, 3, 4 yards the hard way, and you've done that a lot. But every once in a while, somebody says you're fast, you get going and moving. So, do you like it around the end or up the middle? Which is your favorite choice?
I'd have to say up the middle, because I feel like it's more exciting, if you can pound through and then break out, and then knowing that you can consistently get, yardage just by going straight through the defense. So.
Yeah, you've done a good job, and you've had the ability to exactly do that. That's evident by the film of the games that we have and the yardage that you've gained. I know as a sophomore, maybe a little intimidating come on there with that big giant guys like Toich and stuff, and Sean Pendleton's over there, and they're at the huddle, and in comes Shane Moss, number 30, the sophomore.
Yeah.
A little nervous, maybe?
A little bit, yeah, because it's definitely a lot bigger, a lot of more bigger people. Definitely hit harder than what they did before. But in all the same, they're also just like us. So they're just like us. So it's you get used to it quite a bit, and So I feel like I've been getting used to a lot of the hits, and I feel like I can take them more now. So.
Yeah. So as I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, you do some off-season stuff and even some stuff during the season with your running and stuff.
I do go to a trainer quite a bit and work on my running, my form. I do my best to consistently get better, as much as I can,
So you're practicing during the season when you're practicing?
Basically, yes.
Do you ever sleep?
Not much, but yes.
Do you run your house out of groceries often?
I do, very much so.
Well, with all that running and juking and jiving and practicing, you got to be consuming some food. So I'm sure your mom's keeping you well fed.
Oh yeah.
Well, good.
Fridge is always stocked.
What's that?
Fridge is always stocked.
It's always stocked. We gotta
Always
love
stocked.
mom and dad.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
that's good. Good for you. Well, the season started. We had a great game against LBJ. 21-14 was the final score, and we came up with a loss in district. But we've got a whole season to play out there, and anything's possible. People are talking about different seasons here at Canyon Lake High School, and there's been a lot of teams who are at 2-4, who's come to district by district area and gone off and won. This year we've had some tough steam. When we finally got, let me go back just a little bit. When COVID hit, we had to get rid of Alamo Heights, and we had to get rid of Eastview, Georgetown Eastview. We got rid of them. So we got Beeville and Jourdanton. And some say, Coach, we got rid of 2 teams and reloaded with 2 much more difficult teams.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we're playing Alamo Heights and Eastview right now. I don't want to give them any cannon fodder. But 2 formidable foes for sure.
Yeah.
We added. And, the other thing is, you spend your off season kind of studying and preparing, and we picked those 2 games up late and scrambling to find film on those 2 teams. And those weren't short bus trips, and, handling. We have a plethora of sophomores on the team, being able to handle long road trips and stuff like that. It was a good learning experience for us for sure. And certainly 2-4 is not where we want to be. And as coaches, spend a lot of sleepless nights trying to figure out how to make that better. But the kids, to their credit, they come to work, and we're a game or a player or 2 away in every game. And we're working. They're working on getting those things fixed, and what can we do as coaches? What can we do to get those couple of things fixed? Because 2-4 isn't a death sentence. 2-4.
Absolutely not.
There's been a lot of teams. I've started 0-4 at Conley one year and rattled off and went to the state semifinals. So it's only a death sentence if you let it be. But if you'll keep your nose to the grindstone and learn from the things that we did, and to their credit, we keep screwing up different things. So we're going to be out of all the things that you can mess up to
We'll
lose
just
the
get
game.
it out of the way early.
Yeah, that's kind of how we planned it. But no, the trick is to stay positive, and keep working. And at the end of the day, I told the kids the other day, I'm not a social media guy necessarily, but there's a lot of lessons to be learned in football, and the biggest one is just how to deal with adversity, because it's gonna hit you. And I talk to the kids, especially when they're freshmen, all the time about, there's one thing in life for certain, is that you're going to face hard times,
Sure,
and here they are,
absolutely.
and how are we going to respond, and I love getting on Facebook today, and every morning I get on there, and I love seeing former players doing great things as dads, and I always put a big old heart on there because, and I think the lessons that we learn make us better fathers, better sons, better employees, all those things. And but tomorrow we'll go to work to be better football players and try to beat Taylor this week and get on a run.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was no strike at Alamo Heights or Eastview whatsoever. But we had our district is very hard. Fredericksburg is really good, really good this year. Lampasas number 2. I think Fred was number 10 in the state. We had LBJ, and they've made the playoffs 4 or 5 years in a row. We've got Taylor, our old nemesis. They're on the rise as well. And Barnett has come up and they beat Fredericksburg, and it's anybody's district at this point. That I do know. Things happen all the time. I mean, back in 2017, we had injuries, and we were 3-2, I believe. I believe we were. We went into Bernie, and they were 7-0 and 6 in state, and they were a machine. And we went to town, and it's that constant grind of learning, and like you're saying, of staying with it and being positive. So I think, in my personal opinion, we're going to be the toughest 2-4 team from here out. That people I don't think they know what's coming, but we'll soon to see. We got Taylor here Friday night. Well, we'll come back here in just a minute. We're gonna have a little fun with the last part of the show here. Won't be so serious, and we're gonna pay homage to our sponsors back there. We thank you so much for again joining us. We'll be right back in just a minute.
This is Stephanie at Good Life Pharmacy. If you had not had a chance yet, stop on by our pharmacy and come meet our team. We are open Monday through Friday from 9 to 6 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Come check out our website at www.goodlifefarm.com. We also even have an app that you can use on your smartphones to help manage your refills and requests. You can even text us through the app and we can respond quickly to your questions and concerns. Again, stop on by when you get a chance or give us a call at 830-214-2920. Thank you so much and take care.
Hi, this is Terry from the UPS store located on 113 Stargrass inside the Good Life Pharmacy on FM 306. From packing and shipping to faxing and copying, we can do it all here at the UPS store. Amazon returns, we can take care of that. We also have a notary on staff throughout the day. Come see us here at the UPS store across from Rebecca Creek Elementary on FM 306.
We are Brookshire Brothers, selling groceries and growing communities since 1921. Giving back is how we celebrate. Your family, your town, your future. Come celebrate with us. Brookshire Brothers.
And we're back to the Coach's Corner here from Canyon Lake High School, the third segment of this show. We appreciate everybody here tonight and appreciate the coach here and the student athletes here taking the time to be with us here on a Monday, Columbus Day, and everybody's off. But we thank y'all for being here again. So we're going to just kind of do a roundhouse real quick, just answer what you can. And yes, I am going to ask the pie question because I've never met an angry man while he eats his pie. So going around the horn here. Favorite pie or cobbler or cake? What do you like first?
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Ice cream with pecan pie.
Yeah.
And, you can't beat chocolate cakes.
Yeah. Are you a pie, cobbler, or cake?
Huge cobbler with vanilla ice cream.
Okay. All right. Moss?
Cake.
Any specific kind of cake?
Chocolate cake. Can't be
Icing?
classic. I guess chocolate icing. I'm just a big chocolate guy. So.
Chocolate fit? You have get into chocolate coma? No. Okay. Coach, I got to roll to you, man.
Oh, hands down, key lime pie. Spent my summers in my Miami Homestead area, so key lime pie for sure.
Yeah,
especially like the one at Hula Hut. there in Austin.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
cheater for key lime pie.
Good call. That is right. The Hula Hut in Austin. That's right. We asked your son Jeremy that same question, and he had said key lime, but he said he liked it with the cow slobber. And,
My mother-in-law is a little West Texas, if you will.
Yeah.
And so their whole family calls meringue calf slobber.
Yeah.
So at any rate,
he's true to his family traditions.
That's-
I'll guarantee you that.
That's a fact. That's right. Somehow he came out West Texas, even though he's never lived west of Austin.
That's all right. That's all right. So I got to ask you, who's the big cheerleader on the team?
Brett Harwell.
Brett.
It's
No brainer.
we love Brett.
Brett Harwell. Okay. It's kind of a family tradition with him, right?
Yeah.
And before that, his son, brother played on there, Michael Harwell. I understand he was kind of the same way a little bit.
Oh yeah, all the Harwells are full of energy, and glad to have them around.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But we go into Friday night and play the Ducks, and going to have a big crowd. It's going to be homecoming, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I understand you're up for some kind of nomination.
Yes, sir.
Is
I'm
it-
running for homecoming king?
Homecoming King.
Yes.
You're a defensive tackle, man.
Hey, big boys can get the spotlight every once in a while.
Are they going to give you a sash or a crown or?
Well, they'll definitely give you the sash, and I might steal the crown. I don't know.
Now-
We'll see how it goes.
Are you going to wear your uniform out there? Like, come out like
100%, have
man,
fun.
man up, right?
Oh yeah.
Good. And who is your queen? Is that right, queen?
Alexis Ozuna. Vote for Sean and Alexis.
Miss Ozuna. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right, great, awesome, good for you. And who? Are you going to court or anything? You guys? You just glad to be here.
Yeah.
He's over here saying I practice 3, 4, 5 times a week after our practice. I can run, right? Right. So anyway, well, good for you. We'll be looking at that Friday night's homecoming here at Canyon Lake High School. It's going to be packed, I guess, as packed can be with COVID-19 and all the stuff. But you can watch the game live. Darren will be putting on the show, getting it done, and I'll be there with LJ Anderson as usual in the box, in the deer stand, in the faux wood press box as we call it up there. But it'll be a good show, and the Ducks come strong. They do all the time, and we've got a lot of history with Taylor that a lot of people probably don't know about. I know Coach knows, all too familiar about it, but we've grabbed the lead, or at least tied the lead on the overall numbers of our win-loss with Taylor, so they're going to be bringing it, and they've got in here a couple times with some wins, so it's going to be a tough game Friday night. But if you become homecoming king and you get awarded and you take off your crown and get back on the field, do you think the team's going to come after the king?
We'll see. And if they do, we'll get a good old challenge.
It's going to be King's Court, isn't it?
Okay.
All right, Sean, good luck on that. I mean,
Thanks.
Gunnar, thank you for coming out, and we appreciate Sean. Shane as well, we appreciate it. Coach, thank you for everything you do. Long hours as coaches, man, and you're grinding away, and we appreciate the on and off the field.
Wouldn't have it anyway. And again, thanks to you guys. I know you guys spend a lot of time away from your family doing this, and I know their families appreciate it. I know my family especially appreciates it.
No problem. All right, Grandpa Bill, get into town. When you do, give me a buzz. Hey, this is the Coach's Corner at Canyon Lake Broadcasting. We thank y'all for joining tonight, and good night and God bless. See you Friday. Beat the Ducks.